Hello everyone, this is Yuti Doshi from One Mantra Mental Health. Welcome to another episode of Theory Thursday. Today we are going to talk about something really exciting, and that is chemicals. Yes, chemicals in the brain, the chemicals that make us feel happy. Are you excited? So let's begin. I'll be sharing the screen now. Here we go. Okay. So before I start, just a little bit information about what are these chemicals. Basically, our body is such that there are certain brain chemicals which are linked to happiness, and they offer us certain ways of these triggering the release of these chemicals in our daily lives. So the balance of these chemicals always keeps our mood stable and help us feel happy. And our body produces these neurochemicals in a lot of quantities, but scientists have been able to identify only a few. Today, I'm going to talk about 7 different types of chemicals of happiness. So, going on to the first one, this one is known as endocannabinoids, also known as the Bliss chemical. There are 85 different types of endocannabinoids, but one of them is very famous, very well known as Anandamide, which we all know, a Sanskrit word known as Anand, which means bliss. This particular chemical is released when we run, when we get a runner's high. And this is not only in humans, but also in dogs. Research has found these evidences. So if you feel low, if you feel sad, you could just go for a brisk walk and maybe a short run. It might help your mood. Going on to the next chemical, dopamine. Dopamine is known as the reward chemical. It is responsible for reward-driven behavior and pleasure seeking. So every type of reward-seeking behavior, which has been always studied by researchers, shows increased level of dopamine in our brain. So basically, when we achieve something, dopamine is released in our body. So if we want to be happy and if we want our mood to be stable, what we can do is try and change our attitude and try to develop a go-getter attitude, which will help dopamine levels to be high. So just set goals and try achieving them. It will always work. Going to the next molecule, that is oxytocin. Oxytocin is known as the bonding chemical. This is also very famously known as love hormone. Oxytocin is a hormone which is directly linked to human bonding, which increases trust and loyalty. Research has also shown that high levels of oxytocin is correlated with romantic attachment. So if a couple is separated for a long time, the lack of physical contact reduces the oxytocin, and that's why couples long to meet each other. It is so relevant during this time of lockdown. So there is some debate whether oxytocin has the same effect on men and women, but this research keeps going on. Also, a very interesting study in 2003 shows that oxytocin levels rose in both the dog and the owner after they spent some time cuddling. So the strong emotional bonding between humans and dogs may have a biological basis in oxytocin. It is also evident in researches when a baby is born, there is a high level of oxytocin release in the mother and the child, and that's why doctors always suggest when immediate physical touch of a newborn baby and a mother. This is the reason. Going on to the next chemical, endorphin. Endorphin is also known as the pain killing chemical. It because it translates into self-produced morphine. Endorphins are produced during strenuous physical exertion, sexual intercourse, and orgasm. According to research, acupuncture is a terrific way to stimulate the release of endorphins. So, if we make these physical exercises a daily pursuit of our life, it will help us uh, keep a good level of endorphins pumping in our body. Isn't all this so interesting? There is the next chemical is GABA, the anti-anxiety chemical. Why is it anti-anxiety? GABA actually slows down our internal firing of neurons and it develops a sense of calmness. So when you tend to get very angry, or when you are breathing heavily, when you are too stressed or disturbed by something, it is always suggested that you relax or you sit down or take deep breath. Why? Because it releases this chemical called GABA very naturally. So that's why people practice yoga or meditation or deep breathing and relaxation. Also, there was a research conducted where there were two groups, where one group mm, practiced yoga session, had a yoga session for 60 minutes, and another group read a book for 16 minutes. There was a difference found, and there was a almost 27 to 30% increase in GABA levels in the group of people who were doing yoga. So this is how we can, produce calmness in our body. Going to the next chemical, that is serotonin. It is also known as the confidence chemical. Why? Serotonin. When there is high serotonin and a lack of rejection sensitivity allows people to put themselves in situations that will harm their self-esteem or increase feelings of worthiness or create a sense of belonging. So when you feel rejected, when you feel less of yourself, you need to increase the level of serotonin in your body. And how do we do it? We do it by challenging ourselves regularly and pursue things that help us increase a sense of purpose in ourselves, a sense of meaning and accomplishment in our lives. So when you are able to say, I did it, it will produce certain levels of serotonin, it will produce a little bit of confidence in yourself, and it will help you feel secure. And this will automatically help you feel a little bit happier. Coming to the last chemical, that is adrenaline. It's very famous, and I'm sure most of us must have heard the word adrenaline rush. What exactly it is? It is also known as the energy chemical, and it also plays a role, a very big role, in flight or fight mechanism. So when we are scared and when we are in a situation where we need to decide very quickly and we are hyper, there is a rush of adrenaline. A surge of adrenaline makes you feel very alive. It can be an antidote for boredom or stagnation. So taking risks, doing crazy things which force you out of your comfort zone is very helpful to maximizing your human potential. And if you do such activities, it will definitely boost the adrenaline levels in your body and make you feel excited and energetic. However, please do not recklessly get in a adrenaline rush. Maintaining balance is very important. So I am not at all suggesting here to do stunts at home, things that are harmful to you. But this particular chemical is really helpful to make you feel excited. So if you are watching this, I would suggest take a moment and do something that excites you without thinking of how everyone else will judge you. Just dance or punch a pillow or do something that releases your energy. I am sure it will make you feel very, very good. So these were the 7 chemicals. And how did I get to know about them? Mr. Christopher Berglund is an athlete. He's a political activist and author of the book The Athlete's Way. I have referred to his article in Psychology Today magazine, and thank you so much for publishing the article, and thank you so much for viewing this episode. So that was about the 7 different chemicals that help us feel happy. And I am just so amazed. I am feeling happy just talking about them. But I'm really amazed how we can produce happiness in our own selves. I know it just philosophically always says, happiness is within you. You don't need to find it outside, but it is literally within you. So um, just believe in yourself, and I would suggest that take a moment and feel the gratitude towards your body and thank your body. That's it. And I just feel that it is amazing how we can produce biologically our own happiness. So I hope everyone just does these simple movements. I think moving and exercising, doing some physical activity is so, so essential for us because it gives us a sense of, you know, value for our body. And that's it. Also, one very important thing I just remembered. So, since now that we know it is all about these chemicals that stabilizes our mood, I hope we also understand that when we visit a psychiatrist or when we are taking prescriptions, I mean medications for our mood or for any kind of stability in our mind, they're just doing this. They're just trying to stabilize the chemicals so that it helps us function normally and helps us function to our full potential. So please do not uh, be biased or do not prejudge or do not feel that I can't take any medication and that there's nothing wrong with me. Of course, there's nothing wrong. It's just that we sometimes leave a little outside. That's it. Sometimes we also are not able to get out of our sad mood or angry mood for a longer time. That is the time when we really need to contact a mental health professional. But these are certain tips to just help yourself. If you can't, if it's taking too long, then maybe these are signs that you could contact someone who knows about your mind, who could help you with your moods in a better. So that was about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna go and do some moves now. So pumped after this session. Thank you. Bye bye.